What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's Brother St. Jones. I got a testimony to share, man. Very interesting. Man, it's crazy how God puts things together. Again, I like to call it heavenly logistics, man. And a lot of times when we talk about God ordering our steps and putting things in place, we look at it from a place of where we can get blessed. But God will order your steps to where you can be a blessing for somebody else, right? So I went to the laundromat. We don't have a washer and dryer at the moment, so I'm washing clothes at the laundromat. I'll go to the laundromat. I pull up to the laundromat. Somebody pulls up right next to me. This lady, she pulls up right next to me, older lady, and she gets out, and I'm getting my stuff out the van, and I got my headphones on. I'm listening to something, listening to some music or something, and I'm not particularly having the greatest day, to be honest with you. There's some things that just aren't really going my way, and you know what I'm saying, and some things I need that I don't have, and so I'm just kind of frustrated. Things aren't really uh lining up how I thought it would, and so I'm just having these moments, this moment of being a little bit frustrated, really. And so I get out, I'm listening to music, whatever, and this lady's walking up to me, and she's like, uh, "Can you help me with something?" And I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "Can you help me move a couple of things?" And you could tell this lady is, she's an older lady. She's very skinny, very small, very frail lady. So, I'm sure she was gonna need some help. But so I'm like, let me just go in here, put this laundry up, get this laundry in the washer. I got about 5 loads to put in the washer. I put the clothes in the washer, you know what I'm saying, and then I follow her to this location, right? And so, you know what I'm saying, normally when things happen like this, I know it's not a coincidence, because this is not the first time this type of stuff happens. And a lot of times, either whether it be me on the receiving end or me doing the serving or the blessing, or a mutual benefit, a lot of times it could be. But so normally when this happens, I'll be like, all right, I know God is up to something. And I think also God does this type of stuff in those times when I'm frustrated, or when I'm kind of trying to figure stuff out. Helping other people always seems to help. You know what I'm saying? I always feel better if I'm able to serve somebody else or help somebody else. It kind of takes you out of the moment of worrying about your struggles or your issues or what you're going through. And it's just like, okay, I have the ability to help this person that's in need. And so I drive to go help this lady, and she got stuff in the storage unit. She needed to get a U-Haul truck, so I ended up ended up being a lot more than what I thought. I'm thinking I'm gonna follow her, put something in her SUV. She in this Range Rover, put something in her SUV, and that's it. And I get there, we at the U-Haul spot. This lady need me to she need me to drive the U-Haul truck for her. I'm like, okay, God. Maybe this is a woman of God, and I just need to be open to helping somebody in need, right? And so my clothes are in the washer. So then we leave, and I drive, and I'm driving this U-Haul truck around the corner, like down a few, about 10 minutes away, and it's by my crib. It's like down the street from my house where her storage unit is at. So I'm helping her load this stuff up, and at first she did not think that all the things she needed loaded from her truck from her storage was gonna fit on her U-Haul truck, because the only truck she can get was a small 10-footer. Now this is the part where I think the lesson in it is, right? This woman she came up to me with a level of confidence that I would help her, right? She came up to me with it wasn't like a sense of entitlement, but it was a sense of, I have this understanding that God told me to ask you, so I'm gonna ask you. And so she asked me, and so I help her with this stuff, and I'll end up loading all the stuff in the truck by myself. And she's like, I did not think all this was gonna get in here. And so I loaded up, so then I helped her get there. So then we get to the spot where there was no steps at the storage unit. We get to her place, in her apartment, and then this huge, she got a queen size bed, humongous bed frame, this like wooden handcrafted bed frame, and I knew she wasn't gonna be able to help me get this upstairs. And like literally, I took the box spring upstairs, took the mattress upstairs, took her grill to the back, And literally the moment that I went, this is a big old apartment complex. It's open. She lives in like the townhouse side of this apartment complex. And like this Mexican brother just walking down the block, looked like he worked maintenance or something. And it's like, soon as I was getting to the truck, when I was thinking in my mind, before I had took this final piece, I was thinking to myself, man, we ain't gonna be able to get this up with just her, and I definitely ain't gonna be able to get that up. And this man just walks right past us, and she's like, Papi, can you help? And he gladly assisted us, and we took it up. I say that to say, God's heavenly logistics are incredible when we trust him, and when we're obedient to him, and when we're not too prideful to ask. The Bible says we have not because we ask not, it says we have not because we ask not, and when we ask amiss, right? And so this is something she needed. She needed somebody to assist her with this. She's moving all the way from Colorado to this new place, new city. She's by herself. She needed this, and God came through for her. And then, so when I get there, she's playing scriptures. There's pictures with scriptures all over the house. I was like, okay, yeah, this is a woman of God. I kind of figured it, but I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? But anyways, on top of that, this is the lesson also. Meanwhile, she's asking me to help her. She don't know that I owned a moving business for 7 years. I'm a professional. I've moved hundreds upon hundreds of houses, trucks. I've picked up every item you can imagine. So it's like, God did not to toot my own horn, but I'm a professional mover. This is what I did for years. God gave her the very best, like, at what she requested. And I think that's the lesson even in it, that when we ask God, he's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or even think. And so I just thought that was interesting how God sent me, an actual person who has experience in moving items. And so God sent her a professional mover for her request for some assistance, right? And so, man, I just think it's just interesting when we pray. And like I said, the woman, she had such faith in asking me. You could tell that she's walking by faith and she's trusting God and she's being led by the Spirit. And so I say that to say this: be led by the Spirit. If there's something that you need and you just feel like there's no way you can get it because, financially you can't afford no big moving company or whatever, you can't afford, whatever you think you're going through, whatever situation you're in that has a need that you think, you can't do it in your own strength, or you don't have the resources to do it. Bring it to God, make your request known, and then walk by faith, believing that God is able to do the exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that works in us. And so she walked, and I just happened to be pulling up to this laundromat right when she was pulling in, and it could have been, the timing could have been way off because I had to get change. The place I was going to get cash back at the Ingles grocery store, they said cash only, so I wasn't gonna be able to use my debit card to get cash back. So I had to go to another Kroger's. I had to go to another grocery store. So I say that to say it threw my whole timing off. And I was a little bit even frustrated about that. Like, dang, I got stuff to do. I wanted to get to some Grubhub, make some money, do something. I'm off on my regular, like the main job, but it's like, I wanted to go try to make some extra money. So long story short, I was frustrated. And even in that, it was God's working out timing for me to be a blessing to somebody else. And so I wanted to encourage you, make sure that we have a heart to be used by God, to serve God in whatever capacity we're able to serve. And it's not always money that God will use to serve people. It's not always money. Sometimes it's just a prayer. And I prayed for this lady, and this lady was in tears afterwards. I prayed for her. I ministered to her, and she just even beyond just me moving her, she seemed so grateful that I even prayed for her. And she was saying, my spirit is broken and I'm going through things and I needed that, right? And so you never know what folks are going through. In our frustration, there's been times in the past where I would have been like, man, I ain't got time. I got stuff to do. I got children at home. I got to do. But I yielded and just was obedient and said, let me help serve this lady. And so I just wanted to share that with somebody, man. Be available to be used by God. You never know who you gonna help. And listen, subscribe for more. Share this video with somebody who needs to hear it. Peace.